cold feet. It's like the first day of school, y'all.
I don't know, what should I say, man? The same thing I said in all the other podcasts.
Yeah, I was like, welcome to... What
Read your script and be happy.
Welcome to the Crooked Table Podcast. This is Rob.
This is Freddy.
On this episode, since it's been so long since we've done one of these things, we're basically going to catch up with what's been going on with us, what's been happening in entertainment, as well as sort of look forward to some of the film and television projects we're looking forward to in the coming months. Yes. I said forward to a lot, but
forward
this is the forward episode.
Looking forward episode. Sorry about that, guys. And another apology on my behalf.
What was the other? What was the first apology on your behalf?
Sorry about the...
Oh, I'm forward podcast. And you're sorry.
Sorry about the belated podcast, and then sorry for my congestion, because there's just so much freaking pollen outside.
Oh yeah.
The weather, is just getting to my allergies.
We're recording this from Florida, for those of you that don't know, and it might be like snowing in some places, I guess. Still, isn't it? Is it still snowing somewhere? I mean, it's still March, but
I think it's warming up a lot, so it might be on like that almost not snowing anymore.
Right.
If anything, I don't know. I don't really.
Well, here it was like 85 today, which is actually sort of cool for Florida, but like
it might be like 30 or 40.
Yeah,
it's northern.
Yeah, places. Exactly. 85 might sound really hot to most people, but it's not really that bad for us.
It was like 95.
Was it really? I didn't even see because of my day job. I don't really.
This is how exciting this podcast.
Let's just talk about. We went straight to the weather. We just sound like we're two guys who are running into each other on an elevator. Like, it's really weird weather we've been having, right?
But it goes across, to everybody. You'd be like,
that's why
weather we're having.
That's so why relatable. It's the go-to small talk topic is the weather.
It doesn't matter what creed, what background you have. You run up to the world.
You still need an umbrella.
Yeah, it's an external part of our world. It's so easy to talk about the weather and relate it to anybody. Like, the weather fucking sucks. Right?
I mean, it's a cop-out topic though. Clearly, like it's not. You're never gonna have a meaningful conversation if you're like, "What's up with that? It's been raining a lot." I know traffic is the number 2 small talk topic when you're like, I don't know what to say to you.
Honestly, I don't really talk about weather that much. If anything, like, it'll be like...
Well, because here it's always hot.
I would just make a comment. I'd be like, it's fucking hot.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, it's fucking humid, But I wouldn't be like...
But traffic was a bitch.
Yeah, well...
Traffic is a bitch.
I would make a comment, but I wouldn't be like, the traffic right on Route 89 was ridiculous.
Where's Route 89?
I don't know. It's creating...
Nobody check your Florida maps looking for Route 89, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist.
Maybe somewhere it exists.
Probably. Well, yeah, but not around here. That would be an interesting conversation, actually. You walk up and be like, have you ever heard about Route 89? The traffic there was ridiculous. I'd be like, no, what the hell is that? Like some kind of Narnia, like, roadway system?
Yeah, like... Traffic was just ridiculous, and the suicide rate is incredible on Route 89.
All these unicorns mucking up the truck.
Because it has such a high... Because it's like 1,000, or not 1,000, like 25 kilometers off the ground. So, I mean, it's really... People go over there for that suicide, and then be like, what are you talking about? Just fib with them a little bit.
Pretty much.
Or not fib, but like completely...
Well, those are the ones. Traffic... And weather, and then, like, at least if you're in a 9-to-5 type job, like I am stuck in a lot of the time, that's when you're... I say what?
Well, like work?
Yeah, like work.
Yeah.
A 9-to-5 job is like work. Like, Freddie's like, I don't... What language is this you're speaking?
You're not being like...
Yeah, like work.
Like work. You're like...
Yeah, the 9-to-5 job, like, work. Well, not everybody has a 9-to-5 job.
Like water cooler talk?
Yeah, well, that's like weather, traffic, and then like, oh, Friday couldn't get here fast enough. I know, right? Blah blah blah. Yeah. Or like office space. Like, it looks like somebody's got a case of the Monday. Like, that's totally true. Everybody's like, oh, Monday, I hate it.
That's so typical of people to say, though.
It's such a
it's a very cliche.
Everything about office life is cliche ridden.
That's
like
part
crazy.
of the thing. That's things that people say like that are part of the reason why I don't like people.
Well, that's why I keep my headphones on. I'm like, no, okay, I'm just listening to music.
It's like, really, you gotta throw out a cliche line like that. Of course, nobody likes Monday. Monday again. Wish I could get my weekend back.
This could be a rough day. I need another cup of coffee.
Of course, we want the weekend back.
Yeah,
Who
exactly.
wants to work?
It wasn't how's your weekend? Oh, too short. Everybody always says that.
Yeah, exactly. But we're gonna be talking about what we've been up to.
The business of life, or so our notes say.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about our little vacation, and then a vacation I went on recently.
Yeah,
and then we're gonna go into
what we've been watching, I guess. Yeah.
So
this is this is probably one of our more informal episodes, just because it's been so long. We're like, yeah, how do we do this again? The mic starts like this.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's just a catching up.
Yeah,
podcast.
exactly.
There's nothing really besides like Focus and stuff. There's nothing really.
Focus was good. You haven't seen that. We talked about that prior to recording, but Focus was good. I think we both really liked Kingsman.
Yeah, Kingsman.
Well, I mean, the first few months of this movie-wise, the first few months of the year are always pretty light. It's basically like it's the time of year to catch up on all the movies from last year that you didn't get a chance to see.
Yeah, I mean, that's how the year starts. It's
right.
Like all the light, not so not heavily, I guess you could say, budgeted films are put like in the beginning of the year. Then it's like toward the summer, it's like the big blockbuster films, and then toward the end, it's like the period pieces and drama pieces, and
the
stuff
Oscar
for
bait.
the Oscars.
Except for Star Wars this year, December 18th, I think.
Yeah, occasionally they'll put like a big Lord of the Rings as always.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Harry Potter or.
Well, Disney especially, they always like to have like usually like Thanksgiving.
Okay. So
yeah, they usually have, because the holiday seasons when a lot of families go like, we'll get together, we'll have Thanksgiving dinner, and then the next day we go shopping, we'll go see a movie or whatever. That's like a big thing.
I mean, they're all books too.
Yeah,
maybe it's
that's
like
true.
A thing, like
not
the
Star
big
Wars,
series books they like to put on toward the end of the year too.
That's true.
From what I've seen, I don't know when Narnia has come out, but I know Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter,
been all over the place. I think.
And yeah,
Narnia. I think there's been the summer one. I think the first one came out in like November.
What do you think about those?
I only saw the first movie. It was okay. I wasn't a huge. I feel like I liked the book better as a kid. Like, because I think I did read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
The books are a lot better.
Yeah.
Now, don't kill me, but I think they're even better than like Lord of the Rings. Cause
you did not enjoy reading Lord of the Rings.
It's a hard read because it's like you gotta be high when you're reading it to get into his
what is that thing that the hobbits smoke?
Get into
the pipe that they have. You need whatever that shit is.
I don't remember.
They have a name for it too. Yeah. It's like some kind of something weed, basically.
I'm thinking.
Is it
I'm
not?
Thinking
That's
Harry
Potter. Yeah, it's like
gillyweed.
No. butter beer. No, that's not it.
I know more about Harry Potter than I
me
about
too.
Lord of the Rings.
Well, like the minutia of the world, yeah.
Yeah.
Avada Kedavra, I know what that is, but I don't know what the hell's going on in Rohan.
Well, because Harry Potter, it's a very, I guess you could say, family-friendly book to read.
Oh yeah,
But as in Lord of the Rings, it's not really a book that you want to read to your kids because you'll end up falling asleep instead of your kid.
Right.
You'll both fall asleep when you're reading it.
Plus, it's darker. Like the Lord of the Rings is, at least. Like the Hobbit might be more of a kid-friendly book.
I like the Hobbit a lot more. The Lord of the Rings, I feel like he's so determined on creating this world that he creates. He talks like I always make this thing because this is literally I think like the last thing I read in the Two Towers before I put the book down and said fuck it. But it was like talking about like leaves falling from the trees and stuff, and this was right when like Mary and stuff were going to talk to Treebeard. Introduced to Treebeard, and it's not even that far into Two Towers. I think it might be like 1/3 of the way or about the halfway through the Two Towers, but it was such a hard read because it goes back and forth, but
no,
dragged
you said
out.
they have long. I mean, I remember when you were reading those back in the day. They have like long passages where it's like Merry and Pippin walking around in a forest. These like Sam and Frodo and Gollum walking around in wherever the hell they are, the marshes or whatever that shit is.
Yeah, exactly. And they'll go to the smallest of details and just carry it out on the smallest of details.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was rough. It was rough to read. The Hobbit, on the other hand,
which is funny.
great.
Which is funny because the Lord of the Rings movies are really good, and the Hobbit movies.
You saw the last one?
No, that's the thing. I love the Lord of the Rings movies, and we were like super obsessed with those at the time. Like playing the games, and you have like a lot. You got collected a lot of the toys, and stuff. Yeah. And then the Hobbits. Like I didn't even go see the third one in theaters.
All the cast. I feel like
pretty much, yeah.
I think you've cast all the cast. I don't have the Hobbit people.
Well, no,
eventually
but you don't.
I'd probably
really
do that. Well, just to complete the set.
Well, it'd take you forever just to get all the dwarves, though.
Yeah, it's like what 13 or something.
Something like that. Yeah. That's a shit ton of dwarves.
Yeah. But
plus, they're also random. Like in the Fellowship, like all of those 9 characters, you care about,
Yeah, it's like Gloin, pulling.
Yeah, they're all their rhyming names. I can't take them seriously. Yeah. If your name's rhyme, I can't take you seriously.
But it goes with like the fairy tale-ish.
I guess, but
the Hobbit
that did not
has a
need to be
very
3 movies.
Light vibe to it. The book has a very fairy tale light vibe. As in Lord of the Rings, it's like this is serious.
Right.
There's people trying to find this ring, guys.
It could destroy the world.
Strap in here, and I'm gonna take you for this journey. As in the other one is like, it's exactly how the movies are depicted. Like they're rolling around. They're like, they're like clumsy, like rolling around. Bouncing all over the place.
But what the Lord of the Rings movies do so well, and that a lot of people like make fun of it, like, oh, they just walk around for 3 movies. I'm like, well, yeah, but the movies make that interesting because they bring other obstacles along the way, and like you think people are dead, and then they cut back to it. Like they're constantly cutting back and forth from different storylines, keeping it moving. Even though if you re-edited it chronologically, like staying with the people, that would probably be, you would just sit there and be like, okay, they're walking, and then they're walking and talking, and then they're walking.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's the way the way it's presented to you makes it interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's hone this back in.
Okay, bring it back. We went on a Lord of the Rings
tangent that we weren't even expecting.
We need to make our way back from the Shire.
Let's hone it in. All right, what have you been doing?
What have I been doing? I've been
working the 9 to 5.
Besides working the 9 to 5 job, that's yeah. Talking about the weather and traffic. Well, I've been trying to develop more of a focus on my freelance. So I've been working on developing crookedtable.com a little more on the back end and trying to figure out how to streamline some of the articles and such. Also working on a website, like my own personal website, where you guys can see like some of the things I've written, find out more about like the services I provide for, if you need to hire me for something. It's not quite ready yet, so I'm not really going to put out the URL, but because it's still in development, but that's been going on, and just trying to expand more of my freelance base. I write for screenrant.com. Check that site out if you haven't already, and just try and get more gigs that way, and keep it real. Get the word out about
keep it real.
Get the word out there about what I do.
Yeah.
And
get
more experience.
You're still developing the website and getting it all together.
Obviously, when I have that done, I'll make an announcement on Twitter and at Crooked Table, and mention it on here and all that. So
cool.
Stay tuned. Big things happening in the coming months.
That's cool.
So what about?
Are you gonna like, since it's heavily based around like you and everything, are you gonna post like like everything that you're doing on there? Is it gonna be kind of like a blog site, or is it gonna be kind of like a job, like? People can hire you, and you have like.
It's gonna have like my services, and it's gonna have like where you can read my writing, and it's gonna. I'm thinking about incorporating like a separate blog element to that, just like stuff that I want to write about that's not movie related stuff, reviews and features and stuff would still be on crookedtable.com.
That's cool.
But that's something I'm developing. It just takes so much time to do that kind of thing. It's just a lot of work behind the scenes to get something ready. So you'd be like, all right, here, now go and visit my website.
Please.
Spread the word. Yeah, exactly.
Please, take time.
My life.
Yeah. Well, I've been not as busy as you. I feel. I've been doing school.
That's busy. That takes a lot of time.
Yeah, because I'm going for engineering and everything. So I'm busy doing that, and I'm trying to start like my own little like business type thing.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to say it.
Are you working on a website for it?
Nah, maybe eventually I will. But I'm trying to like keep it on the DL right now.
Nice.
Because if I don't want to say it exactly because it's like one of those things like once you say it then you're committed to it and then
hold on, let me unplug the mic.
Then
They're not here now. What is it?
then like the whole world like knows like
right,
like you didn't follow through with it.
Right.
So I'll keep
yeah,
it.
but see, I found the opposite is true, and things that I've
you're
read.
More willing
the things.
to
Well,
do
no,
it if you tell people.
Yes, exactly. That's the things that I've read. Like, if you really want to do something, you should be like, "Hi, my name is such and such. I'm doing this now. You'll see." Then you're more likely to not chicken out of it and then be like, I don't really feel like it. Yeah, that's why I go around and I'm like, I'm doing this now and I'm working on this so that in the back of my head I'm like, shit, I really got to do it.
Yeah.
Because deep down we're all lazy.
I did that with other stuff and then I was like, this wasn't for me. Like I was gonna bartend at like a gay club or something like that. With
your people?
Yeah. No.
He's still right into that.
Yeah, well, because you know I was like, you know, because I work in the service industry right now, and I was like, man, women bank off tips, and I found that they do more, well, like especially in like sports bar areas.
Oh, because all the guys.
I was like, they really bank on tips, probably more than I would. How can I get at that same level? I was like, well,
sex change.
Yeah, no, that's I wouldn't go that far. But a gay club, maybe. Exploit it a little bit. Maybe wear a very tight T-shirt with some nets in it.
You're like, hey, fellas, what can I get you?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to do anything. You just.
Well, hey, I hope not. Where are you going?
You don't have to. You're just curb appeal. You know what I mean? You're just like, you can look, and I'll be flattered. Touch. But you can't touch. Yeah. But But I got worried about it because one of my friends said that he did that. And
he woke up in the back of some guy's truck one day.
No, like people would wait for him to get off work.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
Guys are persistent. That's why.
Exactly.
Gay guys, straight guys, it doesn't matter. They're persistent. So if they want you, they're gonna get you. So you're like, shit.
He said some of them are abnormally strong.
Oh wow.
Because like a lot of them, they're like really focused on it. So they're like really really buff. And he was like, it's scary when you get that, and there's like this really really buff guy.
You get like Terry Crews outside waiting for you, and you're like, oh shit, run, motherfuckers, run!
I'm gonna tear you up. I'm gonna tear you up, Whitey.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's scary, but I was like, maybe I'll get, maybe I'll do that eventually. But I thought you know how you think of ideas and then you're like, oh, this might be better for me. Right. I might get more bang for my buck in time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I went off to like doing my own business thing on the side. So
that's good.
But I have to save up a little bit of money. Eventually,
okay. I'm gonna have to ask more about this after the show. Then, if you're like trying to keep it quiet.
I'll just say it. I guess.
All right, yeah, go for it.
I'm trying to like do this thing where I sing at people's weddings, but I only sing like the wedding song. So I'll just be like a wedding singer, but just for like the first dance or like the father and the mother and son.
Not just the whole, not the whole show.
Not the whole thing. Just like a one.
You could probably make a lot. You could probably make a shit ton if you like perform the whole thing though.
I know, but there's no. I just want to get it out. You know what I mean?
I guess.
And that way, I know.
Yeah, and all that stuff happens in the first within the span of like an hour.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
So I know so many like DJs and stuff too. So I could easily just like give them my business card, give them a little bit of the profit.
And everybody that knows you can sing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that, and then I also have to buy like equipment to post YouTube videos.
I wonder
and then I could send people my URL.
Yeah, see, YouTube. That'd be the first thing I would say when you do that. You want to make a YouTube channel where you could post stuff, and then like a Facebook page and like a Twitter and all. Well, you have a Twitter, but just use it to promote that a little.
Yeah,
too.
and then also eventually I would do a website, but I'm trying to keep it low key right now.
Right,
because
you're still getting
on a
things
small
going.
level, test the waters a little bit.
Right.
Create a
network with people.
A list of songs, a network of people. Have maybe a calendar book. Eventually, I would like to have it where you could just sign up online and it would know. But I mean that's we don't want to go.
There's
I don't want more too.
Yeah, no, we'll get more into that. That's cool though. No, that's good, and that's definitely something you can do. That's like.
Yeah. But anyways, we're
gonna talk. Oh yeah, this is a movie podcast.
We're gonna
Sorry.
talk about the trip I went on recently.
Yes, I wanted to hear about this.
Yeah, so okay. Let's. Me and my girlfriend, we bought a Groupon to this mom and pop resort kind of and spa. It's a resort and spa kind of, and it's in Dahlonega, Georgia. I don't know if you heard of it. Dahlonega, something like that. I'm sure something.
That's the city of Georgia. Then
that's the city.
I never even heard of that.
It's a very small town.
That's red flag number 1.
Yeah, red flag number 1. So we drive 9 hours to go to this place. From here it's 9 hours. We go over there. It's kind of like going to extremely redneck.
It's okay.
Like
parts of Georgia are like that.
Like Hills Have Eyes redneck kind of. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you might have somebody with children walking around with bags on their head kind of. It's getting to that point. So we go and all of a sudden we go to this mountain. We go up it and there's this beautiful big. It's a really large house. And that's the resort. There's 10, 12 rooms in the resort. So we pull up. It's very quiet.
This
very
sounds
secluded.
This sounds a lot like the Bates Motel. They even had 12 cabins, 12 vacancies they had.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Exactly. So right off the bat, I was even before we even got to and I saw the place, I was thinking, don't be a dud. Don't be a dud. Let it be beautiful. Don't let it be like a little shack. Because the pictures, it look beautiful, but, pictures can be deceiving, So I was like, oh, please let it be beautiful, let it be good, all this stuff. Because around the place, it wasn't necessarily.
Did you read any reviews of it beforehand?
Yeah, they were all good. There were only 6 of them, but, anybody could post reviews.
Oh, yeah, it could have been the people that own it.
It could be the people that own it, know? So we go over there. And already I'm on my guard because it's in the middle of nowhere, on top of a hill, in a very small house. But she said the lady on the phone said there's people that are gonna be there. We're not gonna be by ourselves. It'll be fine. We're like, okay, whatever. It'll be fine. The pictures look nice. We bought the Groupon. We went there. We go in. It's very, very quiet. It's empty. We go inside. We go inside the place, and it's like I went into your grandmother's house or something. It's very homey inside. There's chairs and pillows and little stuffed animals,
butterscotch
and,
candies,
chess set and stuff like that sitting there, and we walk up to the counter, and she's very nice and everything. We are the only ones staying in this house. In this
death trap of a hotel.
In this large house. And she said, there's no one else coming today, so I'm going to leave at 6. So I'm just going to leave all the doors unlocked and everything and the lights on. And, here's your room key, pretty much.
Oh, wow.
And so we're like, okay. So basically, we have this really large house, and all the doors are unlocked. Anybody can come in. All the lights are on. So it's like, hey, someone's here. Come in. The only thing that's locked is our room.
Right.
Mind you, the room had no padlock. No, none of the chain. Nothing. None of the
the same doors. Little crap that you did. Was it a card?
A key. Just a key.
Like an actual key?
Yeah, an actual key.
Oh, okay.
So, which is even scarier, I guess.
Well, they could very easily have another key that opens
Well,
all
actually,
of them.
even
Sure
like regular hotel rooms, you could just very easily pop it open.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it had, this whole story would be different if I actually had like a chain or a deadbolt or something.
Well, you didn't know
that.
You should travel with it, I guess.
And as you can tell, this story doesn't end really well.
Well, you're here telling the story, so that's good.
So, I mean, she's like, and you can go to the jacuzzi outside. It's go on the premises wherever you want. You know, the jacuzzi's open 24/7, so it doesn't really matter and all that stuff.
I've never been anywhere where the jacuzzi's open 24/7.
So we're like, oh, okay, you know. We're like, oh, okay, fine. We go to the room and everything. It's very clean, very nice, very clean, very homey. You know, everything's good. And we're like, oh, we're hungry. We're going to go to downtown. But first I was like, let me explore the property a little bit, you know? Let me just look around a little bit. And I was like, oh, where does the staircase go? So we go up the staircase. And I go up there and I'm like, oh, it's just more rooms. And in front of me, like I'm standing on the staircase and there's just a picture, like a painting.
Mm-hmm.
And it had a whole bunch of horses running with guys on top, and in front of the line of horses there were like 2 or 3 horses like trampling over with the guys on top.
What the
fuck? Like, it was a very like creepy photo. You know, like in 1408, where like, they have all these like photos,
the creepy ass paintings and shit.
Yeah, and then the photos like come to life.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Oh yeah.
It was kind of like that. You know, like they're like, oh, there's people smiling, and then there's like they're like killing something or something in the picture.
Yeah.
Or it's like the picture of the boat, and the boat's like. It was kind of like it was a very creepy painting, and then on front of that, and this was what really freaked me out. Because she was like, that's kind of a creepy painting.
Oh my God, this is like a
my
movie.
Girlfriend
this is a script is right here. This is a story idea for you to write.
Yeah, my girlfriend saw the painting only because she was right below me on the staircase. And she saw it and she's like, that was a very creepy painting. But in front of that, and she didn't see this, but I did, there was like a little like kind of like chest or ottoman type thing.
Uh-huh.
And on top of it was a single figurine. And it was a jester. A porcelain jester with his foot up, like kind of like a Captain Morgan-esque type thing. And he was like all in like blue with like the jester hat. And he had like the creepiest face and smile on. A single figurine, no flowers.
Why would that even be doing there?
I don't know. It was in the center of the chest. And he was just underneath the porch, underneath the painting. And it was just there. I was like, that's very creepy. You know, like I was thinking like something's not right.
And you had seen the picture too, right? The horse picture.
Yeah, I saw.
So you saw that and the other thing. Okay.
Because we were on the staircase.
Wow.
And this was like, she wasn't far enough that my girlfriend.
She wasn't at the top where she would have seen the
staircase that she would have saw. I didn't even go up the full staircase, but I saw that and I was like, that's really fucking creepy. You know, just knowing, like, I get naturally paranoid easily. You know, when you're alone and stuff, and you're the only, especially, like, if I'm there, like, I have to protect my girlfriend or whatever.
Right.
You get very, like, I get very paranoid, especially if we're the only ones there. So the whole time, I felt like someone was watching me, you know, like, I had, like, a whole vibe, like...
Right.
Like, something's not right here. Something's going on. And especially, like, after seeing that, I was like, this is, like, straight... I'm, like, living a horror movie.
Yeah,
right now.
you would think... So at least, it's almost like you would imagine there would be, like, the portrait with, like, the eyes move or some shit. Like, somebody's on the other side.
Oh, that would have freaked me out even more if it was something like a picture
it was, like, a portrait
of 2 people.
or something. Yeah.
Like, just...
Or, like, you look down and, like, the figurine looks just like you or some creepy shit like that.
Like, I didn't notice much... paintings or anything, but like it was just so weird.
How was the room other than clean? Just like boring, plain, like
it was just like a plain room, light carpets and everything. Like I checked the room for blood spots, just to make sure, you know what I mean. Yeah. The only thing I saw was like there was this little tiny red dot on the tile, but the thing is that I thought like maybe like if I was a serial killer. Or some kind of person that kills people,
right?
I would I would say, oh, let's put the light carpet in. You know what I mean? Let's put the light carpet. Let's make everything bright and homey and clean and make them non-suspecting to us. Because they'll think like, oh, it's a light carpet. That means, no one got killed here. Because obviously I'd see
or people got killed and then they changed the carpet.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's easily changed.
But yeah.
If you know how to clean it well, you can probably easily clean it.
If you clean it right away.
Yeah, exactly.
See, now we're talking like murder techniques on this
Exactly. I thought, seriously, my girlfriend was already freaked out, and I didn't do this because she was really freaked out, but I was seriously about to flip over the mattress and, like, look to see if there were blood stains on the mattress.
Oh, my God.
It got to that point almost. But I'm jumping the gun a little bit.
Okay, go.
All right, so I'm already thinking, like, this is straight out of a horror movie.
Seriously.
And this is, like, 1408 mixed with, like, Hills Have Eyes,
The Shining,
with House on Haunted Hill, like all these, like all these different things. Like, she was so nice and so pleasant that it came off like.
Well, the fact that she's like, oh, so just walk around, do the jacuzzi, take the walk down into the woods in the middle of the night and shit. There's no crazy maniacs with a machete out there. That's creepy. Like, her like suggesting constantly things. It's like.
Yeah, and
that's a little extreme.
We walked the trails a little bit right when we got there, and it was very like the length of the trails. I mean the width of the trails was very small. Like, it was very hard to like. Move.
You guys were like elbow to
elbow,
like
right
basically?
Off the cliff, kind of, and I was thinking in my head, I was like, man, it'd be so easy to store a body here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was thinking like the whole, because it goes on for like 2 miles around the property. So I was already like, it kind of a major creepy vibe, and then these dogs came out of nowhere and scared the crap out of us. But as beside the point. So we're back in the house, and I see that, and we're like, okay, let's go to downtown. She's gone by this point. She like split. She was like, I'm fucking getting out of here. So she's like,
the ghosts come out at night. I gotta leave before sundown.
Yeah, I was like, is this place haunted? Like,
are those dogs gonna turn into? Are they like werewolves or what's going on?
I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking like
serial killer. Well, it sounds like she's like, I gotta leave before nightfall.
Yeah, I don't know. She was in a rush to get out of there.
Yeah.
But, anyways, we go to downtown. We go over there. Everyone's really friendly and stuff. So, at the same time, like, she was really friendly and the place, but at the same time I was thinking, like, maybe it's just, we're not used to that. Me and my girlfriend, we're not used to people being so friendly and people being like, oh, stay at our house with the doors open. It's, maybe it's like one of like
quaint little place.
Like those old timey, like back in the old days, you could just leave your house open and go out and nothing would happen.
Right.
Maybe it's still like that, I'm thinking. So I'm like, maybe we're just taking this out of proportion. But I kept getting in my head.
What did she say?
I didn't really say that.
You were thinking?
I was thinking that. I kind of said that to her, but she was like, I just said that to kind of like reassure her. Right. But in the back of my head, I'm thinking like, that gesture was fucking creepy. That gesture was creepy. Because the whole time I'm like, oh, it's really nice. I'm probably just over exaggerating it, but at the same time I'm like thinking like, why the fuck would they put a really creepy figurine, like a porcelain figurine, of a really creepy jester
to unnerve you, I guess.
With
here's
extremely unnerving.
If it was a murder house, why would you have a creepy portrait or anything? You would think that they wouldn't set up all these red flags unless it was like in a movie. And the audience was like, oh, man.
I don't know.
It's weird.
But it was like up the stairs out of the way, So
you should have, like, when you were downtown, you should have, like, asked people, like, oh, do you know anything about this place? And be like, that place has been haunted for years, or whatever. And then you could have gotten another, like, story out of it. That
place has been abandoned for 50 years.
He's like, this is old lady who worked at the front desk. Yeah, exactly. That's where I was going with it. There's this old lady that works at the front desk. Like, that's old lady Withers. It's like, she died 45 years ago.
After her husband killed her in room 5. That's the room I was in.
He found her cheating on him with a jester. and rambled over them with horses.
She was really into equestrian sports.
Her and her clown lover were riding horses one day when it all went to shit.
Well, so okay, we come back. We come and it's pitch black out.
That's not good. Yeah.
And this is something that Brittany heard on the radio that I wasn't really paying attention to, but she was like, "This has got to be a sign." You know that Police song, "Sending out an SOS."
Yeah. Message in a bottle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
On our way back home to go to this house, that song came on, and she was like, "This is a sign. This is an omen. Like we're gonna
need to send an SOS.
Yeah, like this is like a sign that we shouldn't stay here."
Yeah.
You know. And I'm thinking like, I don't know. That's a pretty good sign, because at this point I'm like, I don't know. This place is really creepy. That sounds like a pretty good sign. You never hear like people, like maybe people don't listen to the signs. So they're like, "Oh, we're fine." And then they get killed. You know, you never hear about that. Maybe this is one of the chances where we actually listen to the sign and it went right for us.
Thank you, Sting.
Yeah, exactly. So, so we go to the house. We rush inside.
Well, yeah.
To go. You know, to
barricading the doors, I guess, with the
And we thought about like locking up all the doors to the place, but we just wanted to get inside the room.
You just want to worry about you. You don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, what if there's a crazy person somewhere else in the hotel, and then you lock all the doors, and you're stuck in there with the crazy person?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know where. You just check your shit. Make sure. I'm sure you check the closets and everything.
Oh yeah,
just be like, hey.
There were no closets.
Oh, there's no closets. Okay.
I checked under the bed. I checked the showers.
The cabinets.
I checked. We went back into the room. She's like freaking out.
Was this the first level, or you guys were on the second level?
First level.
Was it all first level?
No, it was the second level.
Okay, there was the stair level. That's right. You said the stairwell.
So
or not stairwell, but
we go inside and everything. I lock the door as soon as I go in, of course, you know, because it's really fucking creepy. I'm checking everywhere, you know, automatically. I brought like a little teeny tiny like survival knife, and I'm like going around with it, like, not like openly because I'm trying not to freak out my girlfriend too much.
Right.
But I'm like keeping it like in my pocket, unsheathed, like open, you know.
Right.
So
you need to stab a motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. I just pull out and stab, but I'm trying not to freak her out. So I'm being cool, like, "Oh, we're fine," you know, keeping the cool face. But inside, I'm like, "Oh, this doesn't look good," because you know, what are we gonna do? We're gonna stay there. You know, we have to stay there tonight. Where else we're gonna go?
Right.
Exactly at that time, we're gonna sleep in our car or something, I guess.
I guess.
So she's like, "Oh, let's check the windows and everything," and I check the windows. I'm looking out the window and stuff, see if anyone's walking, because it, like, right out, like, from the window of our room, you could kind of see part of the house.
Right.
And there's just, like, this hall, like, this single hall that leads to the rest of the house, and it was all just, like, open windows, kind of.
Oh, yes.
And, you know, on that part of the hall of the rest of the house. So I was like looking and trying to see if someone's like walking by, smiling, or with something in their hand. You know, like it would be in horror movies.
Right.
And so we check everything, and one of the windows was actually like open, and my girlfriend like freaked out, like, "Oh my god!" So the whole long story short of this, I ended up staying up all night with.
You didn't sleep at all?
I maybe slept like
5 minutes,
an hour, 2 hours while my girlfriend was up, because my girlfriend could have having problems sleeping too. I ended up staying awake most of the night.
With your knife out?
With my knife against my leg in the bed.
Oh my god.
Looking at everything, listening for noises and stuff like that. And just making sure we were safe. No one came in the room, because I don't know these people. They make it like it's like a visiting at your mama's house or grandmother's house, very homey.
This is not my mom. This is not my mama's house.
Like you're staying with family. But yeah, I'm like, this is not my fucking mama's house. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna trust her, knowing that she has a key and everything. And she could just pop right in the room if she wanted to, or they could just came through the open window and did something, you know. So the whole time I'm like staying awake. I'm just laying there with the thing and start, you know, going on my phone a little bit, and so it wasn't until the morning, like 6 a.m. as soon as it got light out, that we're like, we're just gonna go, we're just gonna leave, go. I'm like, I can't stay here 5 more nights staying awake with a knife attached to my leg.
Jeez.
We'll just leave and go to another hotel that we've been to once before, and it was great. You know, they have families there. They have other people there. We're not the only ones in the hotel.
Nobody's going to kill you in your sleep.
Exactly. I'm not worrying about my life and my girlfriend's life and thinking like, you know, like if someone comes in, I'm going to have to do this. You know what I mean?
Right,
it's
right.
like,
well,
it's a scary feeling to be like, you got to like go into beast mode at a second's moment, and you have to make sure you move faster than that person, you know, coming into the room.
Right.
It's very... You know, I didn't bring a gun with me. You know,
well,
if I brought a gun, this I would have been a lot safer. I'd be like, "Fuck you guys," you know, like, try me. You know, it's a lot easier to if you have, but a knife, you gotta go close to them.
Yeah, and you don't even have like a sword.
And you don't know if
have
they
like
have a gun,
like what?
You know?
3-inch blade type deal or whatever.
Yeah, it's like a 3 or 4 inch knife.
Like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah,
not a Swiss Army knife, but you know what I mean, like one of those.
It's kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah, like a utility blade or
like,
whatever.
If I gotta go like street on this person, and they could be going like western on me, just like, or you know, just like shooting.
Yeah.
That's the I don't approve of guns or anything, and I don't like having guns.
Right.
But if someone comes in and they have a gun, I might buy one just to be like, so I could at least be matched with them. You know what I mean?
Right.
I could at least be at their level.
Right.
And I don't.
Then you just have to be faster
a
and
higher
better
survival rate. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, than not having one. Yeah.
Than not having one.
And then you just have to be faster than them and have better aim than them.
Yeah, which I have pretty good at aim.
Yeah, but don't guns have they have like a kick?
Yeah, but I would get like the one that's not as strong.
You get like the lady pistol.
Yeah, the lady pistol. I just need to cripple them so they don't kill me for a second, and then I can take them down in the...
Then you can walk over to your knife and be like, "My motherfucker!"
Bill Burr made like a little a little joke like that about how you get like the big gun, the big lock and everything, and you shoot, but your hearing's fucked up. Your vision is gonna be fucked up because of like the brightness of the firing and everything, and all on your face, and you're gonna be disoriented to try and shoot them again. If you miss that one shot, you're fucked. You
right.
know?
Well, yeah, basically.
So I mean, as long as it penetrates skin, you're pretty good. So he was like, "Oh, well, 22." He said it would be he would just get like the lady pistol, like the small one. I would do the same.
So did you guys have to check out at all, or were you just like, "Fuck this, leave the key at the front door"?
As soon as it was daylight, we took all our shit, we brought it out to the car, and another creepy thing happened. I was going back into the hotel to get the last of our stuff, and there's just this guy standing there. He's like a Cherokee or Spanish descent or something like that. He was like he was
a real guy, not a figurine.
Tan type
like
guy.
A real guy.
Huh?
Like a real man, not like a figurine or a statue.
No, like a real man. He's standing there. You know, a kind of big guy.
All right.
And he's just standing there, and I'm like, okay, and I keep my eye on him as I go to the room or whatever. And I see him exit through the door that I exited after me. And I see him just stand there in front of the door. And he pulls something out of his pocket. And I see him like fidgeting with something that he pulled out of his pocket. I'm thinking like, fuck, he's got a gun. He's filling up the bullets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going back up there. I do the knife thing again. And I put it in my pocket. And I have my hand in my pocket like this. I go out there. And there's that guy and another hickey-looking guy with like a ponytail, and they're just standing there watching us bring our stuff to the car while they're smoking a cigarette. It was a cigarette that he was taking out.
Right.
He was fiddling, but I couldn't see that. I think
Yeah.
it's like a fucking gun.
Right.
So we go to the car, right when we're about to leave, the guy, the guy with the ponytail is like, "Oh,
guy.
Be safe, guys." I was like, "Oh, that's what you would say, motherfucker." That's what you would say.
And then you drove far, far away.
And then we went to go check out at the front of the hotel. And she was like, "Oh, you ready for your breakfast?" I was like, "No, family emergency. Sorry, it sucks." Because I'm like, "No, we're not gonna have breakfast. And poison us, give us a roofie.
Yeah, I know.
We're staying there forever." And she was like, and then we're like, and right when I told her that, "Oh, family emergency, we gotta leave. We can't stay." I feel like she whispered like, "Of course," like that, like kind of like to herself, like.
She's like, nobody stays here. It's too creepy for them.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like I thought she whispered that, and I was like, did she?
Wow, that's creepy.
So she checked us out and everything, and we couldn't get our money back. But I was like, I just want to get my life.
Worth it. Yeah.
Just keep my life.
Oh my gosh.
But there's no way I was gonna use the jacuzzi in the middle of the night. That's an easy way to get my head cut off or something. In the jacuzzi. And so we just left and went to the other hotel, and we stayed there for a night and cut our vacation short. We cut our losses.
Yeah, that sucks that you guys cut your trip short because of that crazy.
Yeah, I mean
place.
we stayed and we visited some of the hiking thing. The day we left, we hiked around and stuff to some of the places we wanted to, but we couldn't stay as long as we couldn't do all the trips, of course, because we were cutting it short. But I tell you, it was.
That's freaking scary.
It was a roller coaster of a trip, though.
Oh my God.
It was straight from like fearing my life to like so happy to be alive and so happy I'm in like a safe place,
So as soon as you got away, you're like, woohoo!
Yeah, I was
let's
like,
go get
breakfast.
Thank
God. We
went to
Waffle House.
Oh, they might poison you there, but not intentionally.
Not intentionally. But it was really fucking scary. I've never experienced anything.
Yeah, that sounds
like
terrifying. Jeez.
I never felt like I had to like sleep or stay up all night with a knife attached to my...
Right.
It was...
So you will
crazy.
not be returning there, basically.
I will not be returning there.
We just spent the bulk of the podcast talking about your thing, but honestly, I think that was totally worth it because that was a crazy story.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it's not too boring.
And it's sort of movie related because it sounds like something that should be in a movie.
I tend to go into a lot of like detail and stuff when I'm telling stories, and some of it might be like I feel like sometimes it might like drag down the attention of people.
Whatever.
But
you can double speed this on. Well, no, you can't.
I guess you can edit it somehow if it's like.
I could tighten it a little. We'll see.
You tighten it. But anyways, so what have you been watching though?
What have I been watching?
Movies wise. Television wise.
Well, that's a lot. Which one? I have a lot to say. Okay, well, let's
start with one and go to the other.
Well, TV wise, I've been watching the last season of Glee.
Oh,
and they're like 3 episodes left.
Is it still good, or is it like we're riding that same horse that's now like it's kind of crippled and we have to put it down.
The first 3 seasons I would still defend and be like, this was a good show. This is a good show. Like the first 3 seasons, and then season 4 they split the focus between the original cast who graduated high school and like what they're doing after high school.
Michelle's still on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like new kids brought into the Glee Club, and then midway through season 5, they sort of got rid of those new kids because nobody liked them, and then they were just focusing on like some of the old people like in New York doing their thing, and now they're back at the high school, and the old people are there teaching a new set of Glee kids.
You mean like
so Leah Michelle and Kurt, like Rachel and Kurt are running the Glee Club at McKinley. Oh, and then Will just came over to help them out now. So now Will is the teacher, the original.
Oh yeah. It's been a while since I've seen this show.
So, but it's been like the story, like the writing has been ridiculously inconsistent and like bordering from, oh, this is how old Glee used to be, to like, oh my God, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah.
But the characters, I like the characters, and the music is a lot of times solid. And the people on it, like Leah Michelle, Matthew Morrison, Darren Criss, those 3 specifically, they're so talented that it's like I'll sit through a mediocre show to see you guys do something interesting.
Some of the stuff, like some of the songs that they do on there sometimes, it's not to mention it's like very poppy. And that goes without saying.
Well, yeah.
But it also almost comes off as like a kids bop kind of like version of it.
Well,
like we're gonna have all these people singing in unison.
Season 5, they did the fucking Fox song, the ding 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 with puppets. Ding, 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 ding,
Are you serious?
I swear to God.
Well, what like did it come off as like good?
No, it came off as bad.
Okay.
I did not like it at all.
I mean, I would think
sometimes
they
bad.
Sometimes
they
creatively
could. Well, the show is like I tell my wife about it all the time, and she's like, "That how does that make sense?" I'm like, "It doesn't need to make sense. It's Glee. Nothing makes sense on Glee. Like the show has always been really over the top and ridiculous, and sometimes they're able to make that work where you're like, oh my God, what the hell is happening?
Well, if you look at probably the was it 5th season?
They're now in 6th. This is the last season.
The 6th season and the 1st season, the songs that they sang though were very centered around the plot.
Right.
As in, I feel maybe that's not the case now, and that they changed the plot around the songs that are popular now.
They're like, we want to put this song in there. How could we make that a storyline?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Like, oh, we want to have blurred lines in there. Let's have, like, this guy who wants to rape this girl or something.
No, they did do blurred lines. Actually, it was creepy because Will sang it with, like, the Glee Club people.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
It's not like... So, I feel like... I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay,
but I feel like it might not necessarily be, like, interrelated into the plot. And now... It's just like, oh, what are we going to practice this new song for nationals, guys? Let's do this poppy
Yeah, but it's always been like that. Season 2 was like that, like...
Yeah, but I know, but...
Especially, like, I remember some things like the Warblers where Blaine would come in, like, and now it's time practice for nationals.
Well, that was the big thing of Season 2, though, was that they were competing with the Warblers.
Right.
But don't hang on that, like I said, the same horse.
The Warblers are still on the show.
Oh, really?
And so Season 1 was Vocal Adrenaline. Remember? There was that big bad. Jesse St. James was on there.
Yeah.
This episode that's coming on Friday, Jesse St. James is coming back. And also, Vocal Adrenaline is still, like, the big bad of the series. Is
still the big bad of
Sue's still been going on.
Yeah,
Sue Sylvester.
There's no progression.
And she's still like, I'm going to take down the Glee Club. She's still trying to take down the Glee Club from the first episode of the series.
A soap opera has more progression.
I know. It runs around in circles. And then what made it even worse is that season 4 was following Rachel in New York and her trying to get on Broadway. Season 5, she gets to Broadway, and then she throws it away to do something else, and then that fails terribly. So now she's like, I'm going to get back to Broadway. So now we're like back to the same fucking thing.
Full circle around.
Yeah.
Anyway. I felt like in the first season, it was at least like, like when she's like she pissed off Mercedes, and then she beat... smash the windows of your car.
That was Mercedes with Kurt, because she had a crush on Kurt.
Yeah, so it was kind of related to the story.
Yeah, no... And like, I don't know. There was it's.
But then they had the songs where they just.
It's bittersweet because the show is not it's not what I would call a good show anymore. But I enjoy aspects of it enough that when it's over, I'm still gonna be like, "Aw, Glee was good." But
it's just because Leah Michelle's on it.
Leah Michelle. No, but I like the people. I like some of the characters. I like the characters and stuff. You know how I am. Even if it's a terrible show, I still watch Family Guy, even though like some of those episodes are not that great either.
I've seen some of them, and it still holds up. I mean,
did you see the Simpsons crossover one from like a few months ago?
I saw like part of it.
Oh, you should see that.
Is it really funny?
It's interesting to see them together.
It's comical, yeah. It's a little like.
So that TV wise, that's what I've been watching. Movie wise, I saw a bunch of stuff last week. I saw John Wick. I saw a movie called The Guest, and I saw Dracula Untold. And I actually still have Foxcatcher right now on my thing. I need to check that out.
What's that about?
Foxcatcher's the Oscar-nominated one with Steve Carell, and plays like this coach of like Channing Tatum and Mark Ruffalo, who are brothers, and they're wrestlers. Not really.
Oh, Mark Ruffalo and him were in another film?
What? Mark Ruffalo and who?
Wait, who'd you say?
Steve Carell.
Oh, Steve Carell.
Who'd you think
I
I
was
said?
thinking Robert Downey Jr.
No, totally different people.
No, I don't know, dude. I was thinking about The Judge, I think, because I saw The Judge recently.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
I was thinking while you were talking, and so, you know how when you blend two things, like for instance, like you're typing, and then someone says something, and you type that word. Have you ever done that before?
Probably. I've done that where I've gotten... Yeah, I think I have done that, actually.
Yeah.
Or like I'm reading something, and then I type, and like, what the hell? That's not what I meant.
Yeah, like I was talking about earlier with like I was talking about like left and right hemispheres.
Right.
Of the brain.
They get
I feel like
around.
they just get like...
I hit myself in the head.
They just like get confused. So it's like, oh, hear that, and I write that. You know what I mean? So, I mean... I do that. I do that a lot. Like if someone's talking to me, like sometimes I'll be like talking like what they say, and I'll be like, "What?" Like delete.
Yeah.
But I think that's what I did with the Robert Downey Jr. and Mark Ruffalo incident there.
Because they were both in the Avengers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a good movie though, or you haven't seen it yet?
Foxcatcher, I haven't watched it yet. That's next on my list. I have a list of movies from last year that I wanted to. I had a list from last year of movies that I kept like adding to that I wanted to see, and I still have a bunch of them left. So I'm trying to catch, especially like we said, early part of the year. There's not like anything like groundbreaking coming until like the next like month or two when it's gonna become like every week. Like holy crap, I really gotta see that.
Yeah, I'm excited for. Well, I'm excited for Avengers.
Oh, well, everybody's excited for Avengers.
I like the Divergent stuff.
Yeah, you mentioned that you wanted to talk about that. Did you? I didn't see the first one still.
The first one, I haven't read the book, so I have nothing to compare it to. But I liked the storyline, and it was an entertaining movie.
Right.
I think I would see it again. And the next one coming out, I'm kind of excited about that too. The guy in the movie, though...
The main guy?
He's smoking, man.
Is that Theo James or something?
Theo James, yeah. He was in... what's that British show?
I don't know. I don't watch British shows. Oh! Is it Downton Abbey or something?
No, not Downton Abbey.
Oh, that's the only British show I know.
He was in this
Doctor
movie
Who? Sherlock, those are all British shows.
You're not gonna get it.
I don't watch TV
it's
much
like
in general.
Sitcom show.
I just spent like 10 minutes talking about the one show nobody else watches.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I don't follow TV like as closely as I should.
I'm your biggest fan and only fan, Leah Michelle.
Yeah, basically. There's like me and like 3 people. It's like Leah Michelle's parents, basically.
You and the parents of the actors.
Pretty much.
The actors don't even watch the show.
No, I don't think they do.
So yeah.
Wow, there you go. So you're excited about Insurgent.
I'm excited about that.
I'm preemptively pissed off about the Divergent series that they're splitting the third, because it's a trilogy. They're splitting the third book into 2 movies again, just like they did with Harry Potter, Twilight, and Hunger Games.
Which one do you do that to?
Divergent, the third one. Yeah. It's a trilogy.
They do that with all the last
I know.
ones.
What the hell?
I
hate that. I know. I just said that.
Yeah, I know. But
and Twilight and Harry Potter. They also did. But
none
of those.
Harry Potter.
Yeah. No. Really. You didn't say. Well, see, Harry Potter. I feel like that first movie of the last 2 is kind of a bummer though. Like it's not. It's very slow.
Yeah.
And Twilight. Well, they all suck anyway.
Did you read the last?
No, I have it though. It's over there.
Yeah, they're all good books and.
Well, yeah, but
I like
they put all the content. They put all the content in the second one. There wasn't that much go. Like the first one was a lot of them like in the forest hanging out and like.
Yeah, but it was like a build up to it.
I guess. That one pisses me off less.
See like a 3 or 4 hour movie. You know what I mean?
It's true.
So they're like, well, we'll just. This would be like I feel like they go like this would be an hour longer than we want it to be. So
let's split it into 2.
Let's just drag out the first movie a little bit.
That second one is the jam.
Have like an hour of like actual like story driven stuff.
Right.
And then like just cram everything into the second one. End on a finish. You know what I mean?
That second one is
probably the Hunger Games too.
I guess, yeah. I haven't seen Mockingjay yet, and I need to hit it up, but no, it's in Redbox.
Yeah. It's good. It's really good. It just came in Redbox.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna get it, but they didn't have it at the one that I stopped at, so that's why I got John Wick and Dracula Untold. Yeah, I don't know. The last Harry Potter was the jam, though. I like that a lot.
Yeah. And what about TV besides Glee? Are you watching
Agent Carter, I was watching that. I have to. Agents of Shield is back.
all
I
the
said
Marvel
that.
stuff?
My mouth must be dry. Agents of Shield. Sound like I'm underwater. Agents of Shield's been back a couple episodes now. Haven't watched that yet. I have to check it out. I actually downloaded the ABC app last night, and then you can watch like recent episodes on
Oh,
there.
really? That's cool.
So I'm like, hell yeah, watch on the
You
phone.
put like the like your network provider.
If you wait in like a few days, I think it's open access. So
Oh, nice. I feel like I'm more like into television than you though.
Oh well, yeah.
I have like a huge like.
You're like, let me show you my list of stuff.
Yeah, it's
Well,
like
this giant like scroll.
It's the scroll that rolls down.
It never ends.
Yeah. Well, Gotham is one of the big ones that I like.
I saw that Joker scene. I looked that up on YouTube. That was pretty cool.
That was really funny.
Well,
and cool.
Funny is the word I would use for the Joker
funny,
scene.
It was funny to see him see the change. Cause did you saw how his mood changed?
Yeah. Oh
it
yeah.
Was, I found it a little funny, but I was like at the same time it was like creepy and like badass. Like I was like, oh man, this is.
There was a nice
the
balance
actor
of.
that they chose for that. I don't know the actor's name, but the actor they chose for that role was perfect. There
was a nice balance of Nicholson and Ledger.
Ledger in there. Yeah.
There was a little bit of both. Like
Yeah.
the grin was Nicholson, and then like the voice was a little bit Ledger. It was a little bit like that horror.
Yeah, exactly. I wish you didn't see the thing online and just watch it from.
Don't knock the mics over.
watch it from like the beginning of it, but whatever. And then also The Walking Dead. I watched The Walking Dead.
I know you love that.
I think those are my two favorite shows on right now. I watched that. I watched Supernatural. I watched
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones is coming out. It's coming back soon. They put like a 5-minute like sneak peek of the
online?
show. Yeah, it's online. I think it's also I saw it on HBO, but I'm sure it's online somewhere too.
That's cool.
But I was like, oh, I'm so excited to get. It's like the end of April. I think it comes back, like April 26th.
April something. Yeah, something like that.
So I'm really, really excited about that.
Season 5, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So I have that. I watch like.
You watch a lot of TV. Damn. No wonder you every time I talk to you
Comic
guys
Book
and I'm like, did you see this movie? You're like, no, I'm too busy watching TV.
I watched Talking Dead, the talk show.
I heard Kevin Smith
Dead.
was on there.
Yeah, he was on there last week.
Yeah.
And I watched like the Marvel cartoons, like Avengers Assembled and
Ultimate Spider-Man. You watched that too?
Ultimate Spider-Man. I watched that.
I heard that's ridiculous. Like I heard it's like because they mentioned it recently on.
I think it's great.
Podcast.
I think it's great. Like which one? Which one is ridiculous?
The Ultimate Spider-Man.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
It gets really silly and stuff.
I heard
Deadpool was on there.
It's in the light of but it's in the light of Spider-Man. The Spider-Man, the character,
I guess,
is very light.
It depends.
And like funny and quirky and stuff like that.
Oh, we should talk about, speaking of Spider-Man, that's something we should talk about.
Oh yeah, tell him.
So Spider-Man, in case you've been living under a rock and haven't heard, Sony and Marvel made a deal where they're going to be bringing Spider-Man into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. People that are really listening to this podcast, if they're movie people, and they probably would have known this, they're like, yeah, dude, this is like weeks ago. But we haven't talked about it, so fuck you guys.
What's the build-up about it, man? Why are you making it such a big deal?
So they're bringing Spider-Man into the Marvel Cinematic Universe for his own movie, which is going to come out in 2017. So everybody's speculating that we're probably going to have a big Spider-Man presence in Captain America: Civil War. Possibly, some people are even talking about rumors that he might end up showing up in like an end credit scene to Age of Ultron or something. Like they're gonna want to like set him up ASAP to be like, yo, we got him now. Get ready for shit. Because the next big one involving the characters from Age of Ultron, because it's Age of Ultron and then Ant-Man later in the summer, and then Captain America: Civil War in May. So the next big one for those characters, you know, Iron Man and Captain America, is going to be Civil War, which is going to have everybody in it.
Is the Civil War going to be comprised into the whole Captain America movie though?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, or they can
because
like,
Civil War is like a big storyline.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure how it's going to carry through.
Unless they're going to make like different, but I doubt they're going to make like separate movies because they haven't really announced it.
Right.
But
yeah, but that doesn't mean that storyline won't bleed over into Avengers: Infinity War and stuff.
Yeah. I guess partially, but if they're going to be having Thanos in it, which I'm sure they are.
Which one? Infinity War?
The next Avengers 3.
Yeah, that's Infinity War.
Yeah.
Part 1, and then they have Part 2 movies. See, that's a Part 1 and Part 2 I'm cool with, because you're going to need 2 movies to bring, like, fucking 30 characters together or whatever.
Yeah, exactly, because that's what they've been leading up to.
Right.
But, yeah, because then it would have a very short
time
of all their...
That's going to be huge, though, because that's basically going to be, like, the end of an era. Like, of course, the Marvel Cinematic Universe will continue, but it's going to be, like, the end of this massive chapter, this, like, era of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
That's, like, what, end of, like, Phase 2 or something?
That's going to be the end of Phase 3 by then.
3?
Because between Ant-Man is the end of Phase 2, and then we get Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Thor 3, Cap 3...
I can't wait to see Doctor Strange.
Yeah, man. With Cumberbatch.
Like I've seen so much of like cartoon Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
That it's like.
Well, have you seen Cumberbatch in anything other than? Have you seen Benedict Cumberbatch in anything other than Star Trek?
I've seen a little bit of him in Sherlock.
You should see Imitation Game when it comes on the Imitation Game. Oh, that he's nominated
I've
for.
heard that's a really good movie.
It's a good movie. I think you'd like it. I mean, you're not going to get the sense of him as an action hero in it, really, obviously, because
he's a solid actor.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's really, really good. Yeah, I can't wait though.
So I was gonna go back to Inhumans and having that movie too. So Spider-Man's gonna be brought in. Supposedly, it sounds like it's gonna be Peter Parker. It sounds like they want to bring him back to high school. They haven't announced an actor yet, but there's rumors that Drew Goddard is gonna write and direct it, the Spider-Man movie, and he's the guy that did Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
And he was going to do the Sinister Six movie for Sony,
but
that got canceled. Well, he was going to do the Sinister Six movie with Sony, but now they're like, well, we're not doing the Andrew Garfield thing anymore. I was going to say
because Josh Whedon.
Well, that too. That's the other. That's the connection there. Yeah. Plus, he helped initially like with creating the Daredevil show that's coming up next month.
Oh, really? That's cool.
So he was going to like be a showrunner on that, and then he stepped away to do Sinister Six. So it's all connected back around.
Yeah.
So he would be if he hasn't been made official if he's doing the Spider-Man movie or not, but he would be great for that.
By the way, I highly suggest that you look at the Daredevil trailer on YouTube if you haven't seen it already.
You're not talking to me, are you? Because we just watched it.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm sure most people saw it. If they go to YouTube, they would have saw it right then and there on the main page of YouTube. So I'm sure
Yeah, it's for a movie podcast. We're talking about a lot of TV this time, but it's okay. It's cool. There's not that much. Movies are slow at the moment.
I mean, it doesn't have to be singularly movies.
You're like, yeah, come on. I got all these long list of shows I got to talk about.
Anything pop culture.
That's true.
Primarily movies, but
hey, technically TV shows are on film. They are video.
They're just extended movies, pretty much.
True. Well, especially nowadays, a TV show is all these shows are serialized, so they really are like every show is sort of a miniseries now.
Yeah.
Whereas whereas before it was like Law and Order, it was an episode a case, and then the next was, and they didn't really like carry over. Yeah. Now everything is like the Lost format, where it's like at the end you're just sitting there like, what the hell? Another one. Yeah, everybody wants to Netflix binge watch it and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that season 3 of House of Cards came out. People were like, I just watched the whole thing this weekend. I'm like, what the fuck, really?
Yeah, I heard that show is really. Yeah, that's what I just put a new season.
That's what I'm saying. I just said that. Season 3. I just said. Then season 3 just came out. House of Cards.
Yeah, and season 3 just came out.
No shit, really?
I'm purposely doing it to annoy you.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna be like, come on.
But Orange is the New Black is coming out in June.
Do you watch that too?
Of course. I'm caught up with it. And I binge watched. Me and my girlfriend, we binge watched the first season at the time, and it was right at the time right before they did the second season. So the second season came out like a few weeks after that, and then we're like, "Fuck it, yeah!" And we watched.
And another one.
And we binge watched that one, and now we're just waiting to binge watch the
season
third.
3.
Yeah, season 3.
Nice.
So
who do you want, going back again, who do you want to see as Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Not Andrew Garfield. It's not going to be. They're going to go younger.
They're going to probably pick an unknown.
You think
so? I think they're going to pick an unknown. Because they have too many big names. And they don't...
Those people get expensive.
They get expensive. They want somebody that's not going to cost that much.
That's true.
You
don't need a big name for Spider-Man,
that's why they got Benedict Cumberbatch, because...
Well, no, they got Benedict Cumberbatch for a couple of reasons. One, because he's not like Denzel Washington. Not that they're going to get Denzel, but he's not like Johnny Depp but he's gonna be like $30 million.
Well, they know that he could pull a role.
And he's a great actor, and he's a fan favorite. Like, fanboys and girls are all about Cumberbatch. Cumberbatch...
Oh, really?
Oh, my God, yeah. Ladies that are into Cumberbatch, they think they call themselves Cumber bitches, and I'm not joking. That's the thing.
Cumber bitches? That sounds sexy.
Well, but I'm saying, like, his level of fandom, like, I'm not on Tumblr, but, like, with teenagers that are on Tumblr...
Really?
Is like up there with Tom Hiddleston, and people love them some Tom Hiddleston. Like, people are obsessed with Tom Hiddleston and cool. Cumberbatch. So the fact that you might have those two guys in a scene together in an Avengers movie, people want to lose their fucking minds.
Yeah. It's like how people got about Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah,
how handsome he is.
He's wait, who?
Well,
I didn't know where you were going. When you said handsome, I was like,
those
what?
Those two guys are primarily known for. They're not like a Chris Hemsworth or something like that. But at
Hemsworth already got the beefcakes with Hemsworth and Evans. You don't need it.
But at the same time, you don't get like you get like these fans that are like devoted to Benedict Cumberbatch and Tom Hiddleston and all this stuff, and I think it's really cool though. But I think it's primarily because of that. And also because they just want to save money.
Well, that's
especially if they're going to try and keep Robert Downey Jr., which
they are.
I don't know if they.
The rumors. Well, he's going to be in Civil War for sure.
Well,
obviously.
Yeah, and he's going to be in Avengers, but.
But there's rumors that he might. There's rumors he might be in the Spider-Man movie.
Oh really?
Like, there's rumors that he's going to be like testing Spider-Man to try and see if he's worthy of joining the Avengers. There's a whole long thing going on. Like, a lot of the rumors say that Cap might not be around through Civil War, and that the Avengers 3 is really going to be like more on the new characters, so like Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and then they'll probably bump up Falcon and some of these other people that have been supporting players or like new additions to the thing. That's where you could even bring in Daredevil if they want, because this we're talking
Doctor
about.
Strange is
we're talking about 2018.
Avengers, right?
One of them's going to be after Avengers Part 1 and then before Avengers Part 2. Like, Inhumans, I think, is coming out in between there. And then Doctor Strange, I forget where it lands with those two movies.
Because I don't know if he'll be in the event, because he's not really part of the Avengers.
Strange?
Yeah. He will
be, though, at some point in this. They'll make an adjustment.
He's kind of like of this whole other type of group. That it's like a strictly like mystical type of people. And so... But at the same time, maybe they want to have him in there,
Yeah, I'm gonna look up.
Like, it's like Defenders.
I actually have
something like that.
I'm weird, so I have like the image of the lineup on here on my phone, and I keep it there for quick reference. All right, so you got Civil War May 6, 2016, then Doctor Strange in November 2016, then Guardians 2, then Spider-Man. Then Thor, all in 2017.
And then Avengers.
And then Avengers in 2018, May 4th. They keep going for early May. And then Black Panther. And then Captain Marvel. And then Avengers Part 2.
So the lineup of Avengers
Oh, and then
3,
Inhumans. Inhumans is after all of this, I guess.
So Avengers 3 is going to be like a tremendous lineup of...
Well, and that's where they could bring in... I
wonder if they're going to add more characters in Guardians. Like Nova.
Oh, I'm sure they will. They have to add somebody. I'm sure...
Howard the Duck, maybe.
Well, yeah,
I think that was just a joke.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if you see him like make another cameo or something, because people reacted positively to that.
They might pull him off.
He's got a comic book now, I think. Based on that, they like brought him back. I think really? Groot has his own comic book now too. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
It's like it's incredible to me what they've done. They've created this franchise of multiple movie series connected to a bigger movie series, where then the brand support behind the audience goodwill is so great that they're like, here's a fucking tree and a fucking raccoon, and like, yes, more of that, please. Best movie, like one of the highest grossing movies of the year, one of the best reviewed movies of the year. It's like, holy shit, how do you do this?
We've got a raptor on our finger now. We can create
Oh my god,
anybody.
did you see the Honest trailer?
Make a Squirrel Girl movie.
Yeah, there is a character. Have you seen the Honest trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy? Oh my god, it's amazing. No. They're basically like, because we're Marvel, fuck you, or whatever, that kind of thing. It's pretty much that's where it's at, basically. Like, they could do a Howard the Duck movie, and it would make it would be like breaking records.
I feel like it'd be very fluffy.
No, but it might be
kind of
fun.
like a chipmunk.
Not that I want them.
Kind of?
I don't want them to make. I don't. Have you seen? You need to go back and watch that old Howard the Duck movie that I saw as a kid.
I don't know if I'd want. Is it animated?
It's live action.
He's
a puppet.
So it's a guy in a.
It's like a puppet. Yeah,
it's a puppet or a guy.
It's a guy in a. a puppet suit, whatever, however you want to call it.
That's so stupid.
Oh, it was.
I think I've seen a picture.
And
of
it's
it.
a terrible. But you see duck boobs in it at one point.
Really?
Yeah, I'll Google the duck boobs.
Google duck boobs. You get the whole.
I'll get all kinds of weird duck porn. No, but it's like I would totally be down for Howard the Duck as like a supporting player in a Guardian sequel or that kind of thing. You know?
Yeah. If someone
duck
that
boobs.
Is so freaking weird.
That is from the movie
too.
Yeah. It's a duck.
Is
chick.
that? I thought this was like a kids movie. How are they gonna add duck with nipples?
It's very quick. It happens real fast.
That's so freaking weird. Why?
Why would you design a duck costume that has?
It's kind of hot because I know there's a woman under there with the duck mask on, but still.
Yeah, it's weird. The whole movie is bizarre. It's
really bizarre. That If anyone ever searches your Google,
that's the least
duck
of it.
Boobs.
That's the least of my worries.
This guy's messed up.
No, but I would totally they legitimized Howard the Duck enough that if they had him in Guardians 2 or showing up somewhere else, I would actually be like, all right, that's cool. I don't want to see a Howard the Duck movie, but if he happens to be like around and part of a storyline, like in the way that Yondu was part of the storyline in the first one. I'm fine with that. That would be interesting.
I'm getting kind of like a Ninja Turtles vibe from
a little bit. But at least this new one looks grittier and more like, fuck you, I don't give a shit. Yeah, as opposed to like a fucking Muppet. Not that, and I love the Muppets, but I don't want them in these movies. I like the CGI better than live action though. Yeah, plus Seth Green did the voice of Howard the Duck in that one scene.
Yeah, because Seth Green also does the voice on the cartoon, so it probably was
of Howard the Duck? Or something else.
But he did it he does it of like someone on the Hulk show that they have. And then I think he used to do Rocket, the raccoon.
Cool. That's cool.
Because they have the Guardian people.
I'm all about Seth Green being part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
A Guardians cartoon as well.
Yeah.
On Disney.
Disney XD. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so.
That's cool.
I know you're like, let's add that to my list.
They just had him back because they had the Infinity Stone with Thanos and everything on the Avengers Assembled, and Guardians of the Galaxy was in that same episode trying to get the stones.
But when they do the Infinity War in the movies, that's when they might be able to bring in like Daredevil and some of the like Netflix people too.
Yeah.
Maybe then Coulson can show back up and be like, hey, yeah, I've been alive for years, restarting S.H.I.E.L.D. on the DL. Sorry.
Yeah. Are they going to reveal the secret of how
he came back?
Of how he
they sort of did.
Did they?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
You want me to tell you? Are you ever going to watch it?
Eventually.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to tell me?
All right, spoilers for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1. Kree blood.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So he was having visions, and it was leading them to this ancient city where it actually led
So it heals them, kind of? Kree blood heals?
Yeah.
Okay, just keep a vial with that on you all the time.
Who we know from that is Kree. From the Marvel. Your boy.
Guardians of the Galaxy had a lot of...
Yeah, but one guy specifically.
What?
Ronan was a Kree, and he's like the most famous version of that we've seen so far. So, but there's a whole other thing going on. They basically used the
people that they were trying to kill again?
Who, the Krees?
Yeah.
The Skrulls? Isn't that the thing in the? What are you talking about?
The Ronan.
Oh, here
he hates.
He wanted to destroy. Oh fuck! Now I don't even remember. Where the Nova Corps was based out of.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. See, this goes back to our Guardian podcast. You don't even know what the hell's going on in that movie. You're like, he's bad guy. We gotta stop him.
There's so many, words.
Xandar or some shit. Yeah, Xandar.
Xandorians.
Xandar. It was Xandar's the name of the planet.
Yeah, but the Xandorians.
It makes me think of Zordon from like Power Rangers. Which, oh my god, did you see the Power Rangers fan film?
No.
Holy shit. You need to watch that.
No.
It's really cool.
Apparently missing a lot of YouTube
stuff. I need to keep you up to date on shit.
I've been watching a lot of...
Too much shows. You're watching too many shows.
I like watching people hurt themselves on YouTube.
I guess. You're like, did you see what Afro Man did?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Why Afro Man do that?
I don't know.
Why he do that? Do that?
Well, he said he had anxiety and stress.
I have anxiety too.
So
I don't smack people.
he apologized. He said he's gonna get, but apparently he punched a woman in the face at, a concert and seemingly KO'd her.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, she was drunk and she was annoying, but she doesn't deserve that.
Well, no, nobody. We do not endorse violence on the Crazy Table
podcast. Stupid people getting hurt. It's fun. It's funny.
That's nice. You should watch some America's
laugh,
America's Funniest. Tiff. You're gonna quit Tiff.
Yeah, get a quick Tiff. I live for Tiffs.
You laugh like Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I've pretty much been just like watching television.
Yeah, basically.
And a little bit of movies. Like I said, I watched The Judge.
I need to see. I want to see.
I watched Dracula Untold too.
Yeah.
And
the sequel? It's not even out yet.
What?
Because you said Dracula Untold too.
Yeah, no. I think they are. It seemed like they were going to make a sequel.
Supposedly, we'll see. Nothing official yet, but he was going to be in the Crow reboot. The reboot of the Crow movie, but the project was taking too long, and he's like, "Yeah, I got other shit. I got a lot." He's a busy guy, Luke Evans. He's very in demand right now.
Yeah.
So he's doing other stuff now.
He's a good-looking guy, man. He should be like one of those superhero guys.
Oh, they'll get to that. He will at some point. He's very charismatic. He was the only thing about that. Though. He was the only thing in that girl that played his wife.
Oh my god.
She was in this other movie that I saw with Jake Gyllenhaal called Enemy, and I remember watching that movie and be like, yeah, okay, Jake Gyllenhaal, and there's another guy that looks like him, whatever. But this girl is hot, and then I remember looking her up, and then when I was watching Dracula Untold, I was like, this girl is hot, and she looks familiar. When I looked it up, I was like, oh, it's the same girl. What a twist!
Yeah.
Yeah, she was really pretty.
Yeah, she's really pretty.
But the whole thing with the guy that was like in the mountains, the master vampire, I thought that's Charles Dance from, he was on Game of Thrones, he was on Last Action Hero, Alien 3.
Yeah,
in Last Action Hero, he was the guy with the glass eye, the bad guy in Last Action Hero.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I didn't get that from that, but
yeah, that's what he is. Though.
But I got Game of Thrones. I was like, I think he was on Game of Thrones. I don't know what part, but he was on.
He was. I don't know who he was because I don't watch that.
There's a lot of characters on Game of Thrones because
they all die.
So many die. They come and go, kind of.
Yeah, it's a revolving door. Like, okay, next.
Yeah,
tag team.
It's frustrating sometimes because you pick a character and you like the character so much, and then they do something completely stupid.
I mean, I think
like this one fight, they had like this fight, and they made me like this character for the first time through this one scene that he did, and then the next scene, he fights this guy and he gets killed for being a stupid ass, you know?
And you were like, you bastard!
And I was like, you dicks in Game of Thrones, you made me like him, and then you kill him within like...
That's the game.
Minutes.
I bet it's Joss Whedon's favorite show because that was his thing. He's like, you like this person? Yeah, it's awesome, right? See how awesome he or she is?
There's no guns.
Yeah, now they're dead. Now they're dead. What up? Which is why a lot of people think somebody's going to die in Age of Ultron.
Yeah. Oh, Age of Ultron?
Well, because it's going to be like this big catastrophic thing that's going to lead to the whole Civil War storyline.
Who do you think's going to die in that one?
Sounds like Hawkeye signed on for the next one. Hawkeye, Black Widow, obviously they're not going to kill Cap or Iron Man or Thor or Hulk. But I've heard some people say possibly Maria Hill, possibly War Machine, possibly, they wouldn't kill Falcon, he's coming back. Possibly, they could always kill Nick Fury, like for real. Like, they tried that. But I feel like this is too soon. Like, if you can't kill him in one...
And then be like...
Yeah, you had Guardians in between Winter Soldier and Avengers Age of Ultron, but Guardians is sort of its own thing.
Even if he died,
this is continuing.
Believe that he died, though.
Like, if you watch the main three Avengers, like Thor, Iron Man, and Cap, and like their separate movies going through... And you watch Winter Soldier, and then you watch Age of Ultron as the next step in that storyline with those characters. You're gonna be pissed if you think Nick Fury's dead. He's not dead. He's alive, and then you kill him in the next movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like they will probably kill him at some point. Maybe in Infinity War. That's when Nick Fury maybe will die. Because they're gonna keep things moving. Plus, it's gonna get old after a while. Like the same character. Plus, he's been in like 600 of those movies already. You know what I mean? So his contract is like almost done.
But have you heard anything about him not liking the movies?
Not necessarily, but I know in the comics at one point Tony Stark becomes director of Shield, so I could totally see them going that way with this. Because they want to keep Robert Downey Jr. around, but I feel like they're just going to pay him, like, give him less to do and pay him less, and sort of have him like in like a supporting role, which is why he's going to be in Civil War, which is more of a Captain America movie. Like, rumors about him being in Spider-Man or in other things. So I feel like he'll be more of an ensemble guy.
You're coming for like a day, shoot his scenes,
basically make a few million and then peace out. But that's, in a way, that's good, because I don't want to see an Iron Man 4.
That guy's set, though.
You know what I mean?
That guy's set for life. He could play Robert Downey... he'll play himself till he dies.
He's doing that.
He'll play Tony Stark till he's like a geezer.
He's
and
like...
he can't do it anymore.
I am Iron Man.
I am Iron Man. Look at me. Poof, poof.
Billionaire. What are the genius billionaire playboy philanthropist. I'd like to see him pick a fight with Cap. He's like, everything special out of you came in a bottle.
But, yeah, I think that's
But that's good, because I don't want to see Iron Man 4 anyway. I'd rather see Guardians 2, Black Panther 2, Doctor Strange. I'd rather see, like, trilogies and then ensembles if you want to keep those characters.
I think that's probably when they're going to bring
It seems like that's what they want to do.
Because they're going to be like, I'm going to hire more Avengers so I don't have to fucking go around.
Well, they want to do more of a revolving door. It sounds like they're doing, like, ensembles, it's fair game, but, like, a trilogy of movies with each character. Like, after Thor Ragnarok, I don't think we're going to get another Thor movie, at least not for a long time. After Captain America Civil War, I don't think we're going to get another Captain America movie for, like, several years.
Well,
especially if it... Well, I mean, but they could always do Captain America with, like, what's his face? With him as Captain America.
Yeah, because
that's how it does. And they just made a huge... They just signed him to a huge contract for, like, 6 movies or whatever.
Yeah. Isn't the Captain America shield supposed to break?
I think that might be a dream. That in the trailer you see that, but I think that might be like one of the, because Scarlet Witch, like, alters reality and stuff. So I don't. That might be part of that. Part of a vision. Does that happen? No pun intended. He's gonna be cool. I have a feeling.
Yeah, because he can go through walls.
He can phase through things.
Yeah, he can phase through things. He has that beam.
Yeah. I'm looking forward. I'm really excited about this movie. If it was somebody else doing it other than Joss Whedon and with all the characters, I might be like, oh, I don't know about this. But Joss Whedon's such an expert at ensembles. It's like,
yeah, if you go on IMDb and look at his list of, things that he's written and directed, there's not one thing that's like, oh, that sucks. Serenity, good.
Some people might have issues with Dollhouse. But honestly, I liked what the issues with Dollhouse is that season 1 was sort of laying the groundwork for what it was going to be, but then season 2 they found out they were getting canceled, so they were like, oh shit, speed up the story. So they compressed like seasons 2, 3, and 4 into like one season. Yeah, basically, because they had to move things along.
Season 1 was really good.
It was good. It wasn't as fast paced, obviously, but it was it's also first season of any show. You're sort of like, what do I want this to be? That kind of thing.
Yeah,
but even Dollhouse, which ultimately appeared to be like Eliza Dushku's show, sort of ended up being an ensemble by the end of it. Yeah. So, I mean, like, everything he's done, Buffy, Firefly, Angel, like, it's usually, like, at least, like, 5 or 6 main characters, if not more. So, and the fact that he's bringing in, like, 3 more heroes for this movie, I'm like, yeah, he's got it. It's nothing new for him. So that's why Avengers would have been a mess in somebody else's hands.
What do you think about the Hulk Iron Man clash in the trailers?
Well, from what I've heard,
he gets a little red Hulk in him, like a little.
Well, his eyes look all fucked up. Did you notice that?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: when Hulk gets really, really mad, he loses his capacity to like really think about what he's doing, to control himself. Right. So if he gets to that point, like I think he will, he'll start attacking anything. And then it'll come to the point where Iron Man has to try and take out the Hulk. And that's the whole reason why they sent Hulk away.
I heard that might be where...
For the what is it?
Planet Hulk.
Planet Hulk.
Yeah.
I was going to say Hulk World.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm saying, like, a lot of people are saying in Avengers Infinity War that's going to be like a new lineup. Because Thor is going to have to go to Asgard because Ragnarok is happening. And that's like the apocalypse of Asgard or whatever. Yeah. And then Iron Man's going to probably be like, everybody's going to be pissed with him. And then Captain America is going to be possibly dead.
Yeah.
And so everybody's going to be sort of doing their own thing like this, which is smart for Marvel, is be like you introduce the team in the first one, they all get together. In the second one, it's already fucked up.
Like everyone is fucked up.
Yeah,
like they all have their own problems. They all
because they all have, two of them have their own separate storylines, and then if they don't have a Hulk movie set up yet, but people are speculating that Hulk could show up in one of these other cosmic movies. You got Guardians, you got Captain America, or not Captain
Hulk
America,
is
Captain
supposed
Marvel.
to. Hulk is supposed to be with I think it's Defenders, the one with Doctor Strange. He's supposed to be in that lineup with Doctor Strange.
Well, the Defenders is what they're doing for Netflix. That's going to be Jessica Jones in them. I think they're reconfiguring some of the teams a little.
I mean, because over the years of comic books, those ranks have been reconfigured several times over. But I mean, like in the those, he's known though to be all in that lineup. But
the big question
it's
is,
up in the air
now that they got Spidey on board, are they going to get Mr. Snicked Wolverine into it? Because he was going around at.
I do not want them to replace him though. I love Hugh Jackman.
Everybody does. Because he's been going around doing the press tours for Chappie, because he's in that. And I've heard that's not as good. But I sort of want to see it just out of curiosity. But he's down for it. He's like, just give me a call.
He loves playing Wolverine.
Yeah, he's even said, he's like, I think I might play this soon. He's like, till as long as I'm around, basically.
He's got he ages really, really well.
Well, he's like mid-40s, and he's in the best shape of his life, it looks like.
Yeah, that was the second thing I was going to say. He's in incredible shape. If you saw, you saw Wolverine. His body.
Was he more like in the Wolverine or in Days of Future Past? It was about the same. I think he kept the same figure because they were shot one right after, more or less.
I think Wolverine, though, he's had the best shape that he's ever had in any of the movies. It was like, because you saw him without his shirt in a lot of that movie.
Oh, in the Wolverine,
yeah. And I was like, holy shit, man, this guy is like completely in beast mode in this movie. And that's how Wolverine is.
Which is weird.
To be like a savage animal. Like that scene where he's like walking with the bear and he's like, hey, what's up, bear? Yeah, exactly.
Holy shit, look at that. That's a picture from the Wolverine.
Like, holy crap.
Yeah.
So... that's a weird.
It's a cartoonist version of it. That's cool.
See, like, look at him there. It's not defined. That's from X-Men.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, and you wouldn't have to like pay him like Robert Downey Jr. money,
right?
Because he loves playing it. He doesn't mind. You can give him like a 50.
I'm sure he makes nice money, but I don't think Robert Downey Jr. like holds out so that they can get like another $30 million or whatever. He gets like ridiculous back end deals too. You know what that means, right? Like he gets like this like $30 million up front and then like 10% of the grosses or some crazy shit. So when it's all said and done, he's making so much fucking money. It's like ridiculous.
Exactly.
He's probably like making more money than anybody in Hollywood right now.
Yeah.
But in a way, you're sort of like, really, dude, you don't need that much money. But by the same token, it's like if Iron Man hadn't come out and he hadn't been in it and it hadn't worked with audiences, there might not be any of this.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I don't know.
Do we want to?
But I think they would go on the passage of Wolverine and having I'm hoping Hugh Jackman, because everyone loves him. He still looks great as Wolverine.
Plus, I mean,
it's gotten to the point where you can't picture anybody else as Wolverine.
Yeah. As much as it would be cool to have all the X-Men and all the Avengers together, that's not going to happen. I think having at least Wolverine cross over into the Avengers, maybe could happen. No, I don't think you could get too much. Yeah, that's I don't even know how that storyline would work.
Because the X-Men alone is an extreme.
Well, that's the thing I've been saying forever. X-Men has ridiculous amount. I mean, to the point where now Fox is finally being like, okay, well, we have all the X-Men people, so Wolverine, you get your movie. Gambit, you get your movie. Deadpool, you get Deadpool. Finally, you get your movie. Yeah. And then we still keep because they have so many characters that they could literally do a Storm movie, Cyclops movie. They could literally do movies for everybody, and we'd just be like, yeah, that's cool, do more. But Spider-Man, you can't really build a universe off of one character. Spider-Man's got like Black Cat and Venom and stuff, but that's about it. You're not gonna. It's not in a constantly.
You're not gonna have like an Electro movie or a Rhino movie.
Nobody wants to see that.
Those are all. They're like background
because all
you know what I mean?
Because all those characters are only interesting because they relate to Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
And without Spider-Man, Rhino's just a dude in a rhino suit.
they don't have enough backstory.
Venom maybe like with a couple exceptions that someone that would be able to do it, but X-Men, all those characters are more fully formed and have their own backstories and have different connections to other characters.
The Venom movie.
Yeah, they're not doing any of that shit. They're doing the Marvel one.
Venom is like one.
But they'll get back to it.
One of those characters though that he's good, he's bad, he's good, he's bad.
Well, now that Marvel's in the mix, I'm sure they'll get to Venom at some point. But last time they did Venom in the movies, it sucked. So I think they're kind of like, let's pull it back a little.
Let's hold it.
Let's make Spider-Man awesome again.
Rebooting Fantastic Four. Is that the same?
That's Fox.
That's
Has
Fox.
Fantastic Four and X-Men.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I care about Fantastic Four yet. I don't give a shit so far. We'll see what happens with this movie.
We'll see. Yeah.
If it does well, I'm sure they'll try and fold it into X-Men, like because Fox has both of those. But at this point, I'm sort of like whatever. Any other news
though about Marvel and stuff that you want to tell them before we
start fan transitioning? No, Spider-Man's the big deal, and I like a lot of the rumors and stuff. We're looking forward to May 1st.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Well, to recap. We've been on vacation and we've been busy watching television and movies.
Freddy was living in a horror movie, and then Marvel's been busy with stuff. And I've just been hanging out.
I feel like this podcast is like
a lot of Marvel stuff.
We get paid by Marvel.
Well, but you know why, right? DC stuff hasn't happened yet. Once Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice happens, I'll be talking about DC with you.
Well, it's just so much news that Marvel throws out.
That's the thing. DC. Oh, what's going on with DC? Okay, let's to balance the scales a little. DC, they released a picture of Jason Momoa as Aquaman. I don't know if you saw that.
That was cool.
Did you see it?
The guy from Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah. That looks cool.
I haven't seen the picture yet.
No, I can show you. Bring it up. So that's happening, and then, I mean, a lot of the DC stuff is happening on TV, but I don't watch those shows. I only watch the Marvel shows because they tie into the movies. You see, if DC wanted me to get me to watch Arrow and The Flash, they would have those guys be in the Justice League movie, and then I'd be like, all right, I gotta watch this because it counts.
Yeah.
But they're not doing that, so I'm sort of like, whatever. There's your buddy.
Oh, that's cool.
Aquaman is still blurry.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah, he's a little intense. He's got all like dreaded out and stuff.
Yeah.
So people were also speculating. That was another thing when this poster came up. People were like, "Unite the Seven? What the hell?" I think they're talking about
the Justice League.
People were like thinking it might be like, "Oh, the Seven Seas," because he's been. And I'm like, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's talking about their 7 members of Justice League.
Yeah.
So Cyborg, Aquaman, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and Flash. I guess. That's what it sounds like. I don't think we're getting any Martian Manhunter just yet.
No, which sucks because he's like one of my...
Yeah, but if he shows up, that would be more of a catalyst for like a Justice League movie. This is just building up to that. They're not in the Justice League movie yet. Justice League, they're going to do part 1 and 2 of that.
He'll be like in the sequel, like Vision. He'll be like...
Well, maybe he'll be in Justice League part 2. You
know what I'm saying? He'll be like... Martian Manhunter will be like that.
That's true.
You know, because it's kind of like they're both kind of like.
I mean, have you seen? There's like these charts of like DC and Marvel.
Intelligence.
Have you seen these graphics? It's like DC
they both
Marvel.
Can move through things too.
No, but it's like DC Marvel. There's like graphics, like charts or whatever. It's like DC side and Marvel side. And it's like Batman and Iron Man and how they're like so similar, and like Hawkeye and Green Arrow and like Quicksilver and Flash and like.
Oh yeah.
There's a bunch of like
similarities.
But because they've been competing. So one
Wonder
company
Woman,
puts out
Thor.
something. Yeah, basically. One company puts out...
Or you could also say, like,
who would be the Green Lantern? Captain Marvel, I guess? Sort of like a space cop?
Captain Marvel...
She's like a space cop, isn't she, more or less?
I guess.
Or Nova, or something.
Yeah, I guess. I guess it could be...
Superman would be Captain America.
I guess it could be, like, Nova or Captain Marvel or something like that.
Yeah.
And then...
Who's the DC version of Rocket Raccoon?
I don't know.
Crypto the super dog, I guess. I don't know. That's not much.
Yes, I don't really know DC. I'm sure
because DC hasn't been building their brand like Marvel has.
Yeah.
I mean, there's time they can do that. They have a stable of interesting characters. Whether or not they're more interesting. See, the thing is that I think Marvel has a better array of characters, and I think Marvel's characters you could make movies off of for decades, and I think they will. But DC has Batman, and I like Batman better than all the Marvel. Like, Batman's still my favorite superhero. Marvel can have as many, like 600 of these movies as they want. I'm still going to be like, okay, that's nice, but where's the Batman movie?
Yeah. That's true.
Batman and Joker, like you can't, The Dark Knight and shit like that. You can't fuck with it.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, but the difference is that Marvel has a lot. It's primarily like they have a diverse group of heroes. DC, their primary ranks are like mostly godlike superheroes.
Well, and I don't know if I've said this.
Batman.
I don't
That's
know
what makes Batman so fascinating.
He's like the DC hero that feels like a Marvel hero in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is. Because, and I've said this, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before, but like Marvel heroes are like regular people who are put in extraordinary positions, like trying to be great, and then the DC heroes are like they're already godlike, and then they have to come down to our level, sort of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the opposites in that way, which is why I think the DC cinematic universe could be interesting and will probably be a little darker, a little grittier, a little more epic feeling, just because those characters are already epic just in scope without even having to know who they are as people.
Yeah, so they're gonna put a big like.
They could start to feel really, if they're not careful, that means that those movies could feel really hollow. Like, you know how some people complain about the last half hour of Man of Steel, where you're just like, oh, it's just crazy shit back and forth. Because it's not quite as grounded as character based, because it's just because they have superpowers and they're flying around and
the special effects though.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying that.
No,
I'm saying
know,
like in order, but like it's easy for some people to like check out when there's so much.
That's what all the product placement was about.
When there's all these effects going on, it's easy for some people to like not be emotionally engaged as much. So pause it there. Okay. So they're gonna have to really keep it based on character so that the effects don't get out of control. So,
yeah.
Anyway, and we could talk about DC for a whole nother episode.
Oh yeah, we can talk about Marvel.
Do we? Let me throw this out. Do we even want to really do an encore episode? I feel like this has been a long encore episode. I mean, unless you really have something.
Yeah, I have one. I have something.
You do have something?
Yeah, if you don't want to, we can.
No, I don't really have one. Do we
want
to? I think we'll.
I mean, keep it consistent. Keep it.
Yeah, I know, but this has been like an hour and a half long encore episode, sort of. We're just like, this is what I've been doing.
Well, no, but that's all stuff that people know. You know,
mostly.
encore segment is
nobody knows Glee though, sadly. Just me.
They knew about Glee. They knew.
All right, we'll do that. So
right,
we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up now, and so that I guess that'll be the end of the show. You can follow both of us on Twitter. I'm at Crooked Table.
At Freddy with a Y _Yaniz, YANIZ.
You can also read any of our articles and features, reviews on crookedtable.com. Like us on Facebook. Let us know what you think of the show. We're going to try and make this more regular again like we were months ago. But we're going to try and stick to it. So give us your feedback. Let us know what you think about Marvel, about Spider-Man, about any of the movies coming out. If you're the only other person watching Glee, tweet me and let me know what you think of how it's gonna come together. But anyway, thanks for listening to the Crooked Table podcast, and I'll see you guys next time. Roll credits. Well,
right,
I was about to say it. You interrupted me.
And welcome back, guys.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. That's Welcome Back Kotter theme. Never mind.
What?
That's from a TV show in the 70s called Welcome Back Kotter. I didn't watch it either, but I was...
I've heard of it, but I don't really know anything other than I've heard
That's
about
the theme song from it. But anyway, whatever. I'm old.
We're here for our encore segment. And do you want me to start? Do you want to start?
I don't remember who started last time. We should probably keep track of either alternate or have one person
I'll just start.
Okay, you like to start. Go ahead.
Well, we all know about Hosier.
Oh, take me to church, find something about my song.
Well, I listened to his CD and I like the CD a lot, and I'm recommending his CD.
Did you buy it?
Guys. No, I didn't buy it. I
wanted to have it at the library.
But one of my favorites on the album is the Angel of Small Death and the codeine scene. Have you heard of that?
No.
You know, you should listen to it.
I'll see if it's on this shit. So
don't play it though.
No,
we'll get in
sued.
trouble. We'll get sued for that. But but I recommend that album because
what's the name of the album?
He's I don't know the name of that. I think it's called. I don't even know the name of that.
Some fan you are.
I think it's his first album, so it might just be called Hosier.
Hosier? It sounds like a rap album.
But I recommend you buy his album or check it out from your nearest library, and give it a listen.
Or Spotify,
especially that one
whatever.
song that I mentioned. I like that one a lot.
Very cool.
What on to you, sir?
On to me. So, to put this in proper context, I've mentioned the Glee situation.
Yes.
So I found out that Darren Criss, who plays Blaine on the show, is going to be joining lead on Hedwig and the Angry Inch on Broadway. And MPH actually started, Neil Patrick Harris actually started the Broadway run of that show. So I was like, you know what? I like MPH. I know there's an album out about this, and he was about to host the Oscars at the time. So I was like, all right, I'll check that out. So I've been listening to the Hedwig and the Angry Inch Broadway cast recording, and I actually just started watching the movie last night. Because it's okay. This is what it is. It was a musical off Broadway in like the late '90s, and then they made it into a movie in the early 2000s, and then now they're doing the Broadway. They're reviving it on Broadway, and it's a story about an East German transsexual punk rock singer, and like telling the story of, I guess, her life, and she had like a botched sex change and everything. So it's really out there and different and quirky, and it might not be for everybody, but the music is really good and it's really interesting, and it's sort of like, I would say, sort of Rocky Horror level of like how the like tone of the music, because it's not over the top like in the same way as Rocky Horror, but it's probably gonna put off a lot of people in the same way that Rocky Horror did, just because it's like, what the hell? This is a little
with the transsexual
transsexual thing and like the all that stuff. But the music is really interesting, and I would recommend that people, if not watch the movie, at least like check out the CD that the Neil Patrick Harris is on from the Broadway recording, because I've been listening a lot and getting like the song stuck in my head, and so I got an angry inch.
Huh.
And it's just kind of interesting.
In an interview of Neil Patrick Harris that I saw online, I think he said something about like his Broadway show and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was wondering what it was. I was like,
well, I'd heard about the movie a million years ago in like 2001 when it came out, and I was like, that sounds weird. And then eventually I was like, that sounds weird. Maybe I want to check it out. And then now I was listening to the music, and I was like, okay, now I gotta fucking watch this movie, because this is like I'm missing out on something.
Yeah. You see, do you think Neil Patrick Harris is gonna go back to Broadway, or you think he's gonna do movies?
I don't know. I think he likes to.
He's gonna try and.
I think he likes to bounce around.
Yeah.
I think he likes to bounce around a lot. Because I mean, he did rapped How I Met Your Mother, and then did Hedwig, and then Gone Girl came out like a few months after that. So, I mean, he's constantly in different things.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of what he likes to do. I think he likes doing a TV show and then a movie and then you can't really do a TV show and then a movie and like that, because TV shows are more restrictive. So since she was on How I Met Your Mother for 9 years, I don't think he'd take on another TV show, like at least not anytime soon.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be more movies and Broadway and like guest appearances and like hosting things and that kind of thing.
Speaking of TV show, you need to get into Walking Dead, dude.
I know, you keep telling me this. This is not the Encore place. Is not the place for this.
I know, but still. I'm sure all of you probably watch
your
Walking Dead.
eternal encore is
this is my second encore. It's not as like low key, but you should definitely get into Walking Dead. It's freaking amazing. Like it's becoming one of my favorite shows.
Wasn't it already one of your favorite shows?
Yeah, but I mean, there's contenders, but I might go out there and say like it's my favorite show because the dialogue is so like well written. There's like internal like like when you like read something and it's like this is like a symbolism of this motifs, you make the connection about either it's foreshadowing or it's like something about how they're feeling, or the show has that. So it's like it's not just telling a story. It's like telling the story and displaying a certain level of art. while
Right.
they're telling the story.
Right.
So that's what separates like a show that just goes from storyline to storyline, and a show that tries to make a big imprint on the medium of television.
Right.
So I recommend it. I'm sure everyone already watches it, but
Except me.
But except you.
Yeah.
You pick Glee over.
Well, I was already committed to. I'm trying not to get involved in many shows. My voice is going. I'm trying not to get involved in many shows, and Glee I was already committed to from like 6 years ago.
Just
so
buy the DVD, dude,
or borrow from you, or borrow from you the DVD of Walking Dead. You haven't.
No, I mean the Glee.
Oh, well, now it's almost over though.
You could watch Walking Dead on Netflix if you wanted to.
Yeah, I could. That's true.
All right.
That's all we got this time. I know it's almost we're almost at like an hour and 50 minutes. All right.
Well, it's extra long.
That's true. Extra long.
Because
for your pleasure.
Because we missed you so much. We want to spend the 2 hours of extra time with you.
All right, we're gonna go out on that.
All right. Well, you gotta say your website.
Oh, which website? Cookie Table. Oh, cookietable.com. I said it
the
earlier.
other one's not even up
Cookietable.com. They know it. What was that website again?
CROOKED.com.
Are we gonna do it that way? I could just use that same audio. That's what I was gonna do.
No, I'm just adding that. No, add the other thing before.
Oh, that's your new version?
All right, bye guys.
Remix.
Remix.
This has been a production of CrookedTable.com. All rights reserved.
CROOKED.